All right, this is Jeff Steiner from the Dad's Resource Center, and February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. This is something that the Dad's Resource Center feels strongly about. The safety of our children is always paramount. We want what is best for them, but fathers can play a really big role in this type of situation, and that's what I'd like to talk about here today. According to the Centers for Disease Control, nearly 1 in 11 female and approximately 1 in 14 male high school students report having experienced physical dating violence in the last year. 1 in 8 females and 1 in 26 male high school students report having experienced sexual dating violence in the last year. 26% of women and 15% of men were victims of sexual violence, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime first experienced these or other forms of this kind of violence by that partner before the age of 18. Now, teen dating violence comes in many forms. There's verbal teen dating violence, which can include yelling, mocking, or other verbal displays of intimidating or making someone feel uncomfortable, persistently putting someone in uncomfortable or no win situations. There's emotional violence, degrading or running someone down, name calling, guilt tripping, gaslighting, stalking electronically. There's physical violence, slapping, punching, hitting, kicking, pinching or scratching, grabbing, holding and refusing to let go, intimate or unwelcome proximity, acting in a menacing manner, unwelcome touch or contact, throwing things at you, acting violently or aggressively, such as breaking things, and stalking. Sexual violence occurs with unwelcomed sexual innuendo, overt sexual language and expressions, inappropriate touching, not taking no for an answer, and forced advances. Now, as a parent, if you see these things in your children, you know that there might be something going on that could include teen dating violence. And there are all kinds of little warning signs. You just have to pay attention. If your child's cutting or pulling their hair out or doing other types of self harm, not eating, withdrawing, or behaviors that would be unusual for your child, experiencing symptoms of depression and anxiety, exhibiting unhealthy behaviors such as tobacco, drug, alcohol use, exhibiting aggressive or antisocial behaviors like lying, theft, or bullying, just something that would be unusual for them or uncommon for them. And of course, thinking or acting on thoughts of suicide. It's important to note violence in adolescent relationships sets the stage for problems in future relationships, including intimate partner violence and sexual perpetration and victimization throughout life. For example, youth who are victims of dating violence in high school are at higher risk for victimization during college. Now, what can you do about that? And this is one of these areas. Mothers and fathers give different but equally important things to their children. This is one of those areas that dads can really help out in terms of preventing it. And when you talk about preventing it, not just how to handle it if those situations arise, but to keep those situations from ever occurring. And not only for the victim, but also those people who might engage in this type of behavior. So the biggest thing a father needs to do is to be a role model. How you act toward women will greatly influence both how your son acts towards women and the norms your daughter develops about the men in her life. A boy who sees his father treat women with respect and dignity will most likely do the same. A daughter who sees her father treats women with respect and dignity will be more likely to associate with boys who act similarly. Good fathers help to prevent teen dating violence by helping to raise kind and respectful children in the first place and helping their children to value those qualities in others. Another thing you can do is be supportive of your children to build up their self esteem and self confidence. The connection between a father and his children is vital for them to develop their confidence and self worth. Father can balance how he both challenges children while having patience and letting them know he loves and supports them. In doing so, he can help them to develop the character to treat others with compassion while also building up their capacity to be able to stand up for themselves when needed. You need to talk to your children about setting appropriate boundaries. This world is full of all types of people, including those who are intentionally or unintentionally malicious. Part of being a father is helping your children to understand this is the case and to prepare them for it. Help them to develop the lines they need to draw to protect themselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. And finally, have an ongoing discussion with your children about what is going on in their lives. It's important to communicate with your children on a regular basis. This includes talking about the routine things because this keeps the lines of communication open. If your child knows they can talk to you, they're more likely to talk to you about things they are struggling with. And they're more likely to hear you when you talk about sensitive issues. And again, fathers and mothers give different but equally important things to their children. And these are some of the ways that fathers can help their children to both not treat people unkindly or in a harmful way in the first place and prevent teen dating violence, but also to help their children to learn how to have appropriate boundaries and not put themselves in those positions, hopefully. And if they are put in those positions or they find themselves in their positions, to be able to have the capacity to be able to take care of themselves and do what they need to do for themselves. So, once again, this is Jeff Steiner with the Dad's Resource Center, and February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and we'll see you later. Thank you.